Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the new Rogue Creators podcast. We're very excited. We're doing a new rebrand, name change of the podcast. Still the great and amazing content. We're still going to be bringing that every single week, but it is tailored more for people who are creative. And we've kind of learned this, right? As we're going through this, with marketing and do marketing differently, as well as Go Rogue X, our company. Yeah. We always focus on things and people who are doing really cool, awesome marketing, creating awesome content. And it's kind of naturally kind of morphed into this. So I'm really excited about the name change.
I am too. Yeah. I think it fits really well.
It does. And we interview a lot of founders and different people who are doing kind of out of the box thinking when it comes to their marketing in general. And so they are the creators. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of already been in that spot. But then also we're launching a new Facebook group. That'll be Rogue Creators. So we're sharing different content, things that people are creating, kind of building a community around people who are not just doing the average every single day stock video, kind of basic, boring content. We're like, no, we want a place where we can basically bring everything together to show really, really cool content and get inspired by each other. Yeah. Boom. We're just so excited.
So much information.
So just right out of the gate.
Yes.
That's what we're doing right out of the gate. But today is going to be the what you need to know for September.
In the know.
For September.
Yes.
We've also had a few name changes for that episode.
Yes, we have.
If somebody has a better idea or recommendation, please send it to us. It's just all the things that you should know if you're in the marketing space, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we try to go out and find interesting and cool things happening that don't always necessarily make the front page of the news, right? I mean, everybody hears about those types of things, but if you're in the industry and kind of trying to do things differently, right?
Correct.
You need to know what's going on and what's happening in those trends. And so anyway, but before we jump into that, real quick, what do we like to start off with, Lauren?
I like to start our episodes off with what are you obsessed with this week? So, Brian, what are you obsessed with?
I am obsessed with my new Onyx.
Oh.
Called a Gator?
Okay.
That's what Ava called it. She's the...
I think that's right.
Okay. She was like, oh, cool Gator. I was like, yeah, I knew that's what it was called.
Why is it called a Gator?
I don't know. Abigail, why is it called? Ava. It's a Gator, right? Why? Ski gators? Oh, we're just not cool enough.
I know. Well, we also don't live in that kind of environment.
That is very true. But yeah, this is the Never Settle for Good Enough Gator from Onyx. They have a whole line of new, really cool, awesome products that they're launching with their coffee line, changing up with different colors. And so obviously the black just is amazing. I want all the things, all of the Onyx merchandise.
Of course.
Onyx, if you don't know, is a local, amazing coffee brand.
Yeah.
They're not even shops anymore. They do amazing roast and
enterprise more.
Yeah. It's grown just out of control. So jump back. Actually, we interviewed John Allen, who is the co-owner of Onyx, co-founder. Yep. You guys can hear that episode. We'll link that in the show notes. Great interview with him and some kind of behind the scenes video too we did on that. So check that out on our Instagram page. But I'm just very excited because I was looking for like a mask that I'm just constantly taking on and off, and it's driving me nuts. So make sure you guys go buy one of these today. $20, well worth it, super comfortable. And it's got a skull on it.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah, man. Exactly. Anyway, what are you obsessed with, Lauren?
So I've been wanting to watch this show for a while, and I finally decided to go for it. So my husband and I have started Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah. That keeps popping up for me.
Yeah, and I started it, and I actually really like it. It's definitely kind of quirky and different, but I've really enjoyed it. They've got, if you are into videography, some of the shot work in this show is really interesting, what they do. And I've been really impressed with that. Typically in TV shows, I'm not like, oh man, that shot work is really great, but it's also just a really good story. So I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm only through the first couple episodes of the first season, but I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's, we saw Tenet recently, which was phenomenal. So it's kind of the same thing where I haven't seen a video or a movie in a while that like the shots were just insane. So it's cool to hear a TV show that actually has that too. So
yeah, when they're really like trying to up their cinematography, that's always good.
Fantastic. Awesome. Go check those out and let us know what you're obsessed with, because we're always trying to find out new things. Hence the show In the Know.
Yes.
Hence the show In the Know. Man, we're just coming up with all kinds of, we're just rolling today. All right. So, Lauren, tell us, what's your first item that everyone should know about?
Okay. So my first one is the Facebook Shops tab. So all of social media platforms they're falling behind if they're not putting in features where people can buy products directly from their platform. And so Facebook has always been well ahead in this area because it's been easy, because there's just so much more to Facebook than a regular, like Instagram is a little bit cleaner app and interface. But I got this quote from Trend Hunters. Social media giant Facebook recently announced the launch of a new Shop tab feature described as a new place to discover businesses and shop for products in the Facebook app. The dedicated shopping tab is available on the menu and will display a range of businesses to sell directly to consumers on the platform. The feature also gives businesses more control over the appearance of their digital storefront, as well as new design layouts, real-time preview of collections, and new insights to measure results, among others.
Wow.
So they launched this in hopes of also, because even now, so with COVID-19, people are shopping online more than ever.
E-commerce is blowing up.
Right. And so Facebook is just partnering with all those other companies and allowing them to be able to shop. And you're not being pulled away. You're able to shop directly within Facebook, which I think is really crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really cool to see these brands where I'm actually looking at products and it makes it just so easy to click. It's kind of dangerous where you can almost sort of like, are you ready to buy? Like, it's just like one click, you know.
Dude, removing any kind of obstacle for somebody in the buying journey is just super critical. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you're in, possibly where you have a product to sell, it might be something that you really want to check into.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Instagram launched this a while back,
right,
and it's only grown more and more and more. And so I was having a conversation with somebody about that the other day, just how do you get enrolled, what that process looks like. And it's definitely, again, you're able to sell a lot more, even if Instagram or Facebook takes a small percentage. Like being able to not have to send them off of Facebook, send them to your website to go through a whole checkout sequence. Like, no, if they want to buy that product now, like get it into their hands immediately. So
sure. I think also with social media, you see a lot of these kind of sketch companies that will have these ads, and it just makes it like really kind of creepy. When I see like products that have that, where they've gone through that process with Instagram, it also gives them a level of authority.
Oh, yeah.
And so I feel a lot more secure buying their product that way, as opposed to some random ad that got retargeted from some random country that hopefully may send me the product that I wanted.
Yeah, I've been part of those where I'm like, I'm very excited to buy this product.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is just a complete like fake website.
Yes.
Oh, it's the worst.
It
Facebook,
is the worst.
Fix that, please. I guess they are trying.
Yes.
There you go. So mine is going to be listener.tech, and that's LISTNR.tech. So make sure you guys Google that, because Lauren, we were talking, there's lots of these options out there with that name and companies out there with that name. So make sure you guys are looking at that. But this is a really cool software that basically will take any blog post, any written content basically, and turn it into a podcast.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely something in the podcasting world is kind of, when Lauren and I were talking about, it's the lazy man's way of having a podcast. It's like it converts your audio converts your text into audio. And so, it looks like it has some awesome features. We haven't personally used it, but there are a lot of options out there for that. So if you have a small blog post or something, you want to convert it to audio, that is something, I'm that guy. I don't want to read a long post. TLDR, man. Seriously, come on. Right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what TLDR? Okay. That's right. Abigail doesn't need it. Too long didn't read. Too long didn't read. It's
way even harder to say than this.
Well, it's typed out. It's typically, that's like old internet, like back 90s, like people like TLDR. You do TL:DLDR.
Okay.
Anyway, so it is one of those things that with the blog post, I'm like, I don't have time to sit here and read. I'm skimming. I'm like trying to find the information I need.
Right.
But a lot of times if I'm working and I genuinely want to know about something or listen to, or, read the blog article, it's going to be way easier to just hit play.
Yeah.
Listen to that article. And so there are a lot of use cases for this. You can do 10 conversions for free per month. If not, you can do $19 for a month for the basic plan and $99 for an enterprise. And so, we're trying to, I don't know, this is something that we've talked about in the past where like emails and stuff, or you're able to read them. And so big shout out to Steph Crowder of Courage and Clarity podcast. I'm on her newsletter, and she actually has in her email, you like click if you want to actually listen to this rather than read it, which I think is a phenomenal idea. It only drives traffic to your website, and I do it every single time. I'm like, I don't want to read the email. I'll click it, and then she is actually on the microphone.
That's really cool.
And talking through the email itself and what you need to know about it, and it's quick and easy. Phenomenal way to connect with people.
Yeah.
But if you don't have professional recording equipment or something like that, this is an easy way to do that. Just to meet your potential buyers or your people on your email list or reading your blog, meet them where they are and give them all the options, whether they want to see a video, they want to listen to an audio, or they want to read it. So,
yeah, I think it's a great tool. Like we said, we haven't personally use this software, but we're really excited about softwares that are like this, including this company. So if you have tried it out, let us know your thoughts and your reviews of this product, or something similar that you've used.
Yeah. And we've talked in the past about how important audio is going to be going forward. Gary Vee is a big proponent of this, of basically getting any type of text into an audio form. So that way Alexa and Google Home and all these other places that you're saying, hey, Alexa, tell me the closest restaurant. What is their menu? You can convert that to audio automatically. That's huge. And so there's a lot of cases that I think this will be very valuable, especially in the e-commerce business, local restaurants, all of that kind of stuff. And so it's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
All right. What's your next one, Lord?
Okay. I'm super excited. So I love Spotify.
Yes.
And they continue to flex their muscles and show that they are here to play, especially in the world of podcasting. So we've already talked about how they're introducing video podcasting, which is the future. You better be videoing your podcasting.
Please do that.
So it's coming. So just prepare yourself. But they are starting to roll out new features for their podcast, kind of showing that their authority in the space. And so they just did something called Spotify Quotes with the Michelle Obama podcast. So they just tested it with just her podcast. And what it does is it pulls these quotes, and they have different ones, and they have easy buttons at the bottom so you can just share it to your social feed immediately.
That's amazing.
So they've actually produced content for the podcast itself. And they're good quotes, and it's got the branding at the bottom, the episode. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's so cool. You could easily share those, and there was 5 different quotes.
That's
for the
crazy.
episode.
Yeah.
And granted, they're just testing this out, but I am so interested in this feature for other podcasts when it becomes available.
Yeah.
Because how cool is it for Spotify to already create content for you that looks great and is fun to share, but then they're pulling really good quotes. Now, you can't customize the quotes that they're pulling, so they're choosing that. And
you're also relying on their transcription service too. So
absolutely. But I'm really excited about this. I think Spotify in podcasting is going to be a big competitor.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be awesome. So just a great way. We're always looking for automated content, and this is one.
Yes. And we're behind you, Spotify. We're going to tag Spotify in this. Be like, hey, put our video podcast on Spotify, please. Because we are such a big proponent of that. And honestly, I mean, creating that content to drive traffic back to your podcast.
Yep.
As Pat Flynn, friend of the show, Pat Flynn.
Oh, goodness.
Episode 15. Guys, check that out. Love Pat Flynn. He always says, creating it is 20% and then 80% is the actual promotion of your podcast.
Right.
Like, there's so much more promotion that has to be done with it. And so, this is just an easy way to do that. It's awesome.
Yeah. So be looking for what Spotify is doing. Definitely, if you're a podcaster, be checking out their new updates and what they're doing, because you need to be preparing yourself for when this becomes a general feature for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. As much as I love Spotify, I have a love-hate relationship with Anchor.
Yeah, I know.
I just need to go through. I need to start a brand new podcast, put it on Anchor, walk through it, because my experience before, back when it first launched, before it was acquired, was not the best.
Yeah.
But Anchor is rolling out some new features. Basically, you are able to take your Zoom call, which most people, we kind of recommend if you're doing a video version of your podcast, which you should be, to use Zoom. Zoom is by far the easiest.
Yeah, I would agree.
But you can take a Zoom or Skype feed, any type of video feed, and upload it into Anchor, and they will actually convert it to an audio podcast for you. They'll add in some different tags and stuff. Right. This is, again, kind of the lazy man's way of doing a podcast.
Right.
But it is. I mean, they're removing the barriers for people to be able to create content, which I think is great.
Right.
Again, my disclaimer, as always with Anchor, that you don't have the rights to your content.
Oh.
Is the only thing. So if we are recording this, we host on transistor.fm. That is one of the platforms that I can take it, I can move it anywhere I want to, which you can with Anchor, but Anchor technically still owns your content. Kind of like when you put it on Facebook, no matter what your grandma posts and it says, I do not give Facebook permission to take my images. Sorry. When you said I agree to Facebook's terms and services, they own your content.
Yeah.
And so it's an understanding on that. Like, I get that. But when it comes to a podcast, like, you're creating all this content, like, you don't own it technically if Anchor is the only place that you're housing that and hosting that media. And so anyway, I'm off my soapbox.
Yes.
Okay, getting back to it. If you are doing a video recording, make sure that you are you have this option now in Anchor to be able to upload that MP4 files, MOV files, as well as some customization to it. But it's a pretty cool option.
Yeah, I think if you're starting out or if you have like a lot of video that you wanted to kind of repurpose, I think this is a great way to do that.
Yeah.
I know Anchor has also kind of flexed its muscles a little bit too by pulling out a feature for trailers that are easy to do, which is really cool. So I think there's a lot of things to be said there. I think if you're trying to do a big studio production podcast, this isn't that tool for you. No. But it is a great tool to repurpose things.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, and just even again, if you're doing enterprise level, if you're doing, like you said, a B2B podcast, something that has some value to it, just be careful with it. That's all.
Yeah. For sure.
But your little, I say little, your side project podcast, totally do it.
Yes.
Totally fine. Get the experience, because you need to be creating content, put it out in the world. Your voice needs to be heard, especially if you're interviewing people as well. Give them that platform. So,
yeah.
All
right. So the last one's actually you, and it's a tool just for you.
It is. I love that. So this is I want to make sure I get the name right on it too. The Lume Cube Video Light, which I am all about the tech.
Yes.
By the way, if you're not watching our podcast right now, you totally should be. Go check it out. We got Abigail on the switcher. She's running it like a boss. Cut to the wide shot there. So I'm a fan, if you're watching right now, I'm a fan of lighting in general and good lighting. And I'm always trying to craft, just better my craft of lighting. And so anyway, we use a lot of different lights. We're going to get some new ones for the back here too.
I'm excited about some color.
Golly, yeah. A white on white. We're just whitewashing ourselves here. Gray and white. Well, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
If it was black, I'd be great.
Yeah. But we're very excited about our studio space. But I definitely want to dress it up. And so there's so many things you can do with light.
Yes.
So much. And so this tool is actually really cool, because if you are videoing or doing Zoom calls, Zoom recordings, Skype calls, different things, you need to be able to light yourself better.
Yes.
Right. And so I run into this because basically my desk is against a window that leads out into our open workspace out here. And I don't really have a whole lot of room. So this actually you can purchase a suction cup for it. It's a small light that has a wide range of color. So Kelvin. So you can actually go to the warmest, to the bluest. You can get your teal and orange in there. You can make sure whatever your color tone is of your skin, make sure it looks appropriate. It is a little bit more expensive than your cliche clip-on ring light.
Right, but you can do so much more.
You can do so much more with it. Yeah. So this one's $69. So actually I have the Aperture, just a small little LED panel that has some of these same features, but I think it's like $110.
Right.
And it doesn't come with a suction cup.
It does not.
But this has a diffuser on it as well, so that way it can make it kind of softens the edges of your face as well.
Right,
and so there's a lot of features with it, and it is pretty cool if you are, again, at home doing a lot of recordings, sitting in front of the computer. You don't have maybe a high-end webcam or even DSLR that you're running. This is a great option to help your webcam out, essentially, to make you look a little bit better. And so, not that you need to look any better, you look beautiful just the way you are, inside and out. Anyway, all right. So this is a great one because I think it's an awesome tool. And Lauren actually found this.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about it too, because I checked it out. I thought it was pretty awesome.
I'm excited. I think a lot of people have been purchasing ring lights. This is the first time, we're doing so many more Zoom calls because of COVID. And so a lot of people are getting ring lights, and they're great, but they can't
absolutely
really do a lot with them.
There's no control.
No. And so if you're doing a lot of video recordings and you're using that video for like content purposes specifically, it is great to have actually a professional quality light that you can actually adjust to make yourself look the best and then make your recordings look the best. And so I found this one. I think it's fantastic. We were most likely going to probably purchase one.
Yes. Really? Can we?
We can purchase
All right. It's a good day.
Just because Brian does so many recordings and so many Zoom calls. And so it's so great to be able to have that control.
It was kind of funny. I was on a call the other day, and I have all these lights. Like, we have thousands of dollars worth of lights behind us, and then my video looked terrible.
Right.
But everything behind me looked great. And one of the guys was like, it was just a friend, but he was just like, that's not really a good pitch for you if you look terrible. And he's like, you have this, a studio behind you that looks amazing and you look terrible. I was like, you're right. I need to make sure I have a light here, which you get a lot of natural light. Again, natural light is the best. Here's a little insight. Put your computer against a window. Put some what do they call the shade? Not shades, but the what are these?
Curtains?
It's not curtains. It's like the fabric that's a little bit thinner.
Like muslin?
Whatever. I don't know. We're dying here. But it basically softens the light as it comes in. And so we have some out here. I don't even know. It's like not a shade. Anyway, we're going to figure it out.
Shay?
Make sure you.
Sheer?
Sheer. Maybe
is that
that's
the word you're looking for?
Sheer. Abigail's like, Abigail, anytime, just shout it out. If you know the answer, just shout it out. But yeah, that helps. So put your computer against the window because that's going to be the best light.
Yeah.
Especially if you can kind of diffuse it a little bit. But if you can't, then obviously artificial light, make it as soft as possible. This is a great option. And we're getting one. I'm very excited. We should do a full review.
Excited.
I am. Any new gear, I'm always excited. Yeah. All right. So everything that we talked about, if you're not already on our blog, goroguex.com. Make sure you guys go there. Check out the podcast and blog there. Everything we've talked about is in the show notes. We'll have links to everything. We need to make sure to tag Pat Flynn, friend of the show, Pat Flynn, episode 15. John Allen, we gave a shout out to John Allen. All of the, make sure you.
Spotify.
Yeah.
They'll be
Spotify.
on our podcast soon.
You know anybody, Spotify, if you're listening, we're here for sponsorships and also for recordings. All right. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, see you then. Thanks.
You ready?
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
What is one of the things you put on your bucket list?
Oh. Well, travel is always.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of a place that I've wanted to. I want to go to Norway really, really badly and Switzerland.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I just want to go to the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to visit all 7 continents.
Wow. So both travel. You're just like extended yours.
Yeah.
By a lot.
I've gone to 4. So.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I got to get there. But
yeah. Nice.
Right.
Okay. That was a good one.
All right. Who is the best villain out of these 4?
Oh God.
Joker, Pennywise, Voldemort, or Thanos?
These are terrible choices.
That was the
best
point.
villain.
Yeah.
I mean, the most classic villain.
I'm saying the
is
best.
Joker. He is the most classic of any villain.
Sure, but is he the best out of those 4?
I don't know what the best is. What's my measuring?
To you.
I'm a DC fan.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Joker.
Joker?
Yeah. I mean, Pennywise is terrifying.
Well, yeah.
But
that's why I can't even watch the movies.
I mean, he's got like what is Joker's like weakness? Nobody knows like
his psychotic brain.
Well, yeah, but that's not like all of these other ones had weaknesses that you can defeat them. But Joker is just he's just crazy. Okay, boom, Joker.
Okay.
Final answer.
Joker.
Beat that, Lauren.
I actually like Joker.
Yes.
He's actually my favorite.
All right.
So I think he's like really crazy, but really smart. And I don't know. I've always liked him. I mean, The Dark Knight. I mean, that performance, like when you think about the Joker, you're just
Ledger's,
like, you're like, woo. So yeah.
Have we talked about my Michael Caine obsession?
I don't think we have enough space.
We don't have enough time. How much time we got left?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Here we go. So Michael Caine, and the only time I cry, anytime Michael Caine talk, he's like, in the last one, he's like, I failed you. I failed you. And I'm like, I know why you did, Alfred.
my gosh.
It's so terrifying. But in the first one, he talks about the Joker. He's like, some people just want to watch the world burn. I'm like, that's such a great quote. All right.
It's fantastic.
We're going to end on that. See you guys.